Good day, teachers! Welcome to another episode with your EdTech teacher. So in today's video, we are going to talk about social networking sites and learners. In the previous episode, you learned the benefits of social networking sites in the teaching and learning. Specifically, it extends itself as a new learning space and as a new online platform for teachers to deliver instructions. But despite this remarkable contribution or benefits of social networking site in the teaching and learning, there is always the other side of the coins, the negative influences, specifically for our learners. So in this video, we are going to talk about the risk and minor misuse of social networking sites committed by the learners, and what can we do or teach to our learners so that they could be guided on how to be a responsible social networking site users. Let's get started. So our focus in this episode are as follows: some risk in the use of ICT and e-networking. Second one is the minor misuse of ICT. And the last one is safeguarding oneself when engaging in social networking sites. So some risk or the risk in the use of ICT and e-networking are as follows. So given that our students are now one click away from information, here are the risks that comes along with that benefits. Number one, exposure to inappropriate content, including online pornography or extremism. The exposure to violence associated with racist language. So this talks about sites that include pornography and content that promote violence and racism. Second one is the lifestyle website like self-harm, suicide sites, and hate sites. Third one is the cyberbullying in all forms. Fourth is privacy issues, including disclosure of personal information. Fifth is their health and well-being. Sixth is the prolonged exposure to an online technology. Seventh, addiction to gambling and gaming. Eighth, theft and fraud from activities such as phishing. 9. Viruses, trojans, spyware, and other malware. And the last one is social pressure to maintain online networks via texting and social networking sites. So these are self-explanatory, and we have to be aware of this as a teachers so that we could assist our learners on how to handle or avoid this risk when they are using social networking site for personal use and learning use, particularly the viruses, trojans, and spyware. These and other things that is listed here affect their productivity as an online user, consequently affecting their personal life and learning process. Let's have now the minor misuse of ICT committed by our learners in school. First one is, this is the most common, copying information into assignment and failing to acknowledge the source. So the tendency of our learners is to they copy information, they paste it on their assignment, and they fail to acknowledge the source. Some of them are intentionally doing it, and some are just unaware that they have to do it. But it is our task as a teacher to orient them that it is important to acknowledge the sources of whatever they leave in the internet, because it is punishable by law to just copy and paste information without acknowledging its owner. Particularly, it is recognized as plagiarism and copyright infringement. Second one is downloading materials not relevant to their studies. So since the internet is a one-stop shop, or it seems like a one-stop shop for its user So the tendency of learners is that they cannot discriminate the usage of internet for their personal use and school purposes, as instead of downloading things that where they can learn and can help them learn, they tend to download nonsense or pornography, for instance, that could affect their life and learning process. Third one is the misconduct associated with subject lagging. So this talks about the offensive behavior students are committing in online platforms the and the tendency of students to forget to log out their account in public devices they are using, especially in computer shop, the public computers they are using. So some students have tendency to forget to log out their account. Let's talk about the fourth one, leaving a mobile phone turned on during class periods. So again, like the first one, this is common to our learners due to boredom or we don't know why. So their tendency is to use phone during classes. What you can do as a teacher is to remind them that is irresponsible for them to do that, or resort to confiscating their phones. The last one, unauthorized taking pictures or images with mobile phones. So today students have their phone equipped with camera. They tend to take pictures, including unauthorized ones, with their classmates, and even sometimes their teachers. What you can do as a teacher is to remind them that, like copyright and infringement, taking pictures of unauthorized subject such as their classmate and their teachers could lead to serious consequences. Let's now have the precautionary measure we can teach to our learners so that they would be safeguarded when engaging in social networking site. Let's have Miss Rina Rose, E. Fernandez, and Miss Sheila Aquino to discuss these precautionary measures.
So let's proceed. So number one is, a social networking account has passwords and login details. So what is the importance of that? If we're going to create an account in any social media, we need to have a password or login details. So this is the information about us, but we are not pursue to put all the information about our life. And always remember that you have to secure your password and keep it as private. Okay, so number two is log out every time you use computer or public computers. So it is very important also, if we use a public computers, always double check if you log out your account so that it can avoid to let other people know your identity. Number three is regularly check privacy settings of social networking websites so that only direct friends or those particular known can see the post. So it is not necessary to make our account as public, and always check your privacy settings if your so that it can limit rather the friends that who can see your post, and who can know or who can see your personal identity. Number four is online posts are saved and may become a permanent part of their online reputation. So always remember that what we post on our social media account, it can see to a lot of people, and they can manipulate you, or it can destroy your reputation if you post a sensitive post, or even a bad news, or even not appropriate things or information on your account. Okay? So, for my task, this is the last tip that I need, that I can discuss to you. So, do not accept invites from contacts unless you know them personally or you are sure of their identity. So, you are not pursue, or we are not pursue to confirm all the friends that we see on our social media accounts. It is necessary for us, or it is good for us if we limit our friends that we can see our post, or our that we can know, that they can know our, that they can I'm sorry, and we can limit the post that they can see your private information. And if you really know that person, you can confirm it. But if you don't know the person, it is good to not to confirm. And that's all for this video. I hope I enlightened you a lot for this tips, and I hope that you get a lot of knowledge to secure your identity in any social media accounts. Thank you.
For number 6, seriously consider the effect of possible posts on others before deciding to do so. It is cliche to say, but we need to always think before we click. There are various issues in using social media. And as uninformed students, teachers, or netizens in general, we need to be accountable to our posts. Consider the purpose of it. Is it really beneficial to others? Or is it just mere self-centered intentions that can distract other people? Recognizing the effect to audience should be prioritized. In social media, if the post is related to sensitive issues like abuse, rape, suicide, and others, we need to put trigger warning to avoid them from harm. However, if we just want to spread fake news, gossips, malice, and harsh words, the best thing to do is to take it down. Okay, for the next, we know that in networking, we are able to connect from one another, and language is one of the means in communication. Using appropriate language is essential. We need to be aware of our choice of words and also symbols we are using to avoid offending others. Okay, let us move forward in number 8. Better be safe than sorry. You should accept friends and connections when you are sure of the person's identity. Personally, meeting someone you met online is discouraged. There is danger in strangers, especially in online. We should always protect ourselves and do background check before putting or giving our trust to them. If you sense there is something strange, abstinence is the best prevention. Another thing is when there is an indication of harassment or abuse, it is advised that you report this by clicking the report button of abuse. When you feel that you are harassed and abused emotionally, mentally, socially, or verbally by people you connect with virtually, in every social media platforms, the report button of abuse is available that can help you to punish them from their responsibly handling social media. They will be punished to their actions by being banned temporarily or permanently. Through this, they can retrieve their account. For the last, bullying takes place even in social networking websites. Cyberbullying using the site's message, updates, and other functions to harass, intimidate, humiliate, taunt, or pick on the individual. When this happens, you can do the following actions. First, ignore the behavior by not responding at all, by not replying to their message, tags, and comments. Second, block the person to avoid the situation happen again. Then, click the report button of abuse, or if it is more serious or more bothering, you can talk to a trustworthy adult about it, enable for them to help you in dealing with the situation.
Thank you, Miss Rina Rose, Fernandez and Miss Sheila Aquino. Before we end this episode, we would like to remind you, teachers and future teachers, that despite the many benefits of technology for teaching and learning, there are also negative effects or influence on the learners. Hence, as teachers, you have to be aware of this, and how to safeguard learners. This has been your EdTech teachers, and this video is prepared by yours truly, Miss Jessica Marie C. Capili, together with Miss Rina Rose E. Fernandez and Miss Sheila Aquino. Thank you for watching.